10. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy Michael Trades. Welcome to FiguresMOAT. Today, we're going to be doing my list of the top 10 Marvel Legends figures from 2025. Now, let me just remind everybody, this is my list. This ain't your list. You know what I mean? Your list is probably going to look completely different. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I might have a couple numbers doubled up. So, because it has to be fair. But before we get to the top 10, let's do some honorable mentions. So, first off, in the honorable mention category is Build-A-Figure Executioner. This figure is actually axe heavy. No, but seriously, this figure is great. I think this is the second Executioner figure. You know what I mean? And it literally, you have to pay like $180 to like make this figure. But, you know, the hype of them is absolutely real. So there's so many good figures this year. I couldn't put him on the list, but he's definitely an honorable mention. We're going to stick to the vein of bigger field of figures. We're going to choose, I almost said the H word. We're going to choose Nemesis, which Nemesis was my first Build-A-Figure. You know, he's really cool, really solid. And even though the wave might be kind of mid, I mean, we did get a Mero, and Mero, I think that's her first time ever appearing in Marvel Legends, so that's good. But yeah, this gets an honorable mention. I wanted to put it on, but I feel like there are other figures that, you know, probably, well, they did deserve to be on there. So this was fun. You can get all the pieces together, you know, pick it up, or the way Marvel's been going lately, and Hasbro, they've just been making build figures, actual figures. So Holocaust is, I said it. Nemesis is an honorable mention. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. Next on the list is somebody I think got slept on because they were put into a horrible 2-pack. And that would be Extremis Iron Man from the 2-pack with him in Mandarin. And this Iron Man is sexy, dude. Like, I genuinely, like, I touched this figure. No diddy. No diddy. But yeah, this Extremis Iron Man is really good. He can get put in some really awesome poses. You can make him, you know, you can make him look like he's like flying and everything else. Yeah, this thing is great. I love the sleekness of it and everything else. And honestly, like I said, I think it only gets hate because he was part of that 2-pack with the Mandarin. If he wasn't part of the 2-pack with the Mandarin, it might have been a lot different for people, you know, a little higher up. So Iron Man Extremis gets, speaking in the same vein as Iron Man, let's talk about War Machine. The Marvel Gamerverse 2-pack Walmart exclusive War Machine. For anybody who knows me knows I love the Versus series. I love Marvel's Capcom, and every time I see this War Machine, I hear the War Machine music in my head. So yeah, it's really cool. This figure, a lot of people don't appreciate it. Again, I think it's great because it did come with a 2-pack with Omega Red. But if you look at him, literally, he is the video game epitome of a character. And I have reviews of the stuff on on the channel that I'm showing. So if you guys are new and you want to check it out, yo, feel free. But yeah, this figure is absolutely great. I don't like the pin knees, but you know, everything else is spot on. You know, I keep looking for him to be like tag out and be like, go buddy. The next honorable mention is based off of a TV show, and I usually don't buy TV show figures, but it is the Marvel Legends Daredevil. And this figure actually impressed me a lot. And it's not just because it has the long batons, whips, and whatever else, but it looks good. And honestly, it looks better than the Daredevil that they got out now. You know, that one from the mini comic line that I'm pretty sure people are just buying just to use the body. Yeah, it's funny because I can't find it anywhere. But yeah, this Daredevil, really good. I've watched a couple episodes of the season just to get familiarized with it, and yeah, it's pretty gnarly. The next choice is from from the newest comic wave, and it's Beast. Now, I don't have a Beast. This is the only Beast I own, so it's for me. This is it's really cool, and it's Astonishing X-Men Beast, so it should match up well with the Kitty Pryde and the Colossus that's coming out. I do enjoy this figure a lot. You know, the texture skin and everything else. The articulation isn't too bad, but you know, kitty Beast is like what I like to call it. So yeah, this is also honorable mention. Last but not least, well, this is gonna be controversial, but it is an honorable mention, and I'm gonna explain why. My last honorable mention is him, the battle damaged Spider-Man. And I can feel all of y'all clicking off the video now. Let me explain. Okay. I wasn't like everybody else. I waited until Target put theirs on sale and I got mine for $30. So all the accessories, the battle damage outfit, and the card that I could probably sell and make some money off of, all for $30. I got him and Agent Venom when they were on sale. It would have been Agent Venom, but no, I like this Spider-Man. I use this Spider-Man in a lot of videos for size comparisons. It's cool to see a battle damage thing. This thing is not without its flaws. Y'all know that. But what figure isn't without flaws? I mean, let's be real. Let's be granted. Like, if you pull the butterfly out and you can see an R on it, that's a big deal, right? But like I said, for the figure and the legs, you have to like soak it in water. Otherwise, a lot of people have problems with breakage because the hexagon freaking peg. But I think it gets a lot of hate, and I don't think it's warranted. Some of it's not warranted. I think the price point, if this literally would have came out without that magic card and this would have been $25, and it came with everything in that, I think people would have been satisfied. But now that we've got the honorable mentions out of the way, let's start working our way down the top 10. Number 10 on the list, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all see it, there's two of them, but it's not a cop-out. I have chosen the mini comic Silver Surfer and Rom the Space Knight. Now, I was torn on which one of them because I didn't want them both to be honorable mentions. You know, Silver Surfer is pretty great. You know, a lot of people have that HasLab Silver Surfer, and then there was another one I think was like Walgreens exclusive or something like that, and a lot of people have that. And so for that reason, they didn't need the Silver Surfer. I am new to Marvel Legends, so I needed it. And he looks really cool, and he looks great on my Galactus shelf. With the statue and everything else. I really like the Silver Surfer. Rom, I wish I wouldn't have done a 60-second review. I wish I would have done a more in-depth review on Rom. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. I can probably fix that. But there's a 60-second review short of whatever else. It's longer than that. It's like 2-3 minutes. But Rom is impressive. He has a whole new body sculpt. They put work into this character. And he's got those boots that kind of look like Colossus's boots. You know, the ones that like go over the knees and, you know, and whatever else, like these kind of boots. You know, he's got those, which that is really, really cool. And like I said, they took the time to knock Rom down while making a whole new character. Well, not a new character, but, you know, a character that has not been released yet. So I personally think this is worth it. If you can find a ROM, and I got lucky because my store barely had a ROM. So I got lucky. I got to pick one up. And shout out to the person who suggested I pick them up in the comments. You know who you are. And going from not knowing anything about this character, yeah, I like these two a lot. So they are all tied for number 10. And number 9, bang, 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 bang. We have the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Deadpool. This would have been higher on the list, except like the shoulders feel like really, really, really gummy. You know what I mean? The thing that the satchel thing, it's not a satchel, the straps, like they kind of like slide down a little bit too. They don't hold in place, but you get tons of guns, you get tons of accessories. I forgot to put dupe out here because this was a 2-pack, but it was dupe featuring Deadpool. Kind of like Headpool featuring Logan or Deadpool, whichever one it was. Yeah, it's like that. But I like this Deadpool. He looks really good. Again, if the shoulders didn't feel gummy and didn't feel like they're gonna pop off, I actually had a bicep pop off when recording this. But you know, overall, I like this figure. Like this figure is really good. I mess with it a lot. It doesn't just sit on a shelf or collect dust or anything else like that. I think if when they do the next Maximum series, I think this is one of the figures along with the Hulk that will let Hasbro know, hey, we could do something different. And he came with a chimichanga. Who doesn't like chimichangas? Side eyeing his way to number 8, Gargantos, or as we all know him, Shumagaraf. I don't know why they can't. I mean, I'm assuming that's a licensing thing, but this makes the list because it's unique. All the bendy arms and the bendy wire and everything else. And look, I can put him in that tough Marvel superheroes pose, even though he's not pink. Look, Hasbro, make a pink variant of Gargantos, so we can have you guys are doing player 2s with Kif and whatever else and making people pay absorbent amounts of money. You guys should do that as well. Do that for Shumagaraf, you know what I mean? But he's great. The only thing that sucks is once you put this thing together, you can't remove the tentacles. So that's the reason why it's kind of lower on the list as well. I mean, it does articulate well, obviously, the side eye. I'm sorry, look, the side eye it's classic. But if you guys want to see, he needs some Visine. But like just him not putting up with nobody mess, bro. That side eye is great. I think that's why I got it, literally because of the side eye. But Gargantos comes in for number 7 on my top 10 Marvels 2025. Coming in at number 7, we've got what a lot of people are saying might be the best Cable out there. It is the X-Men 97 Cable. For me, this was a highlight of the third wave of X-Men 97. Jubilee was cool. Emma Frost, well, she's on heels. No one cares about Roberto. Yeah, I said it. Nobody cares about Roberto. And then Morph was all right. Morph was cool. But, none of that matters because Cable's outclasses them all. And the clothes, Wolverine, the plain clothes ones, yeah, I could have did without that as well. So easily Cable clears. He clears that wave, honestly. The details on him are really great. The shoulder pads, unlike Silver Surfer, they do not pop out. He does have decent articulation for the size of the character, but like I said, the details of Nathan Summers, the paint job that's on it, the big gun, the big blaster that you get with the effects, and even the smaller one, this Cable is really good. I enjoy this Cable a lot. So for me, it definitely goes on the list, and it is number 7. If you can find them, you'll pick them up, like literally, and even if you're a retro car collector, you wanna have this, but yeah, Cable's great, and he is great at the number 7 position. Number 6, and just making it out of the top 5, this one kind of hurts me a little bit. It is Kane Marco, the Juggernaut. Y'all know, the guy that I feature in almost every video I do, and I have to tell y'all that it's not even close. Yeah, he comes in at the number 6 spot, and it's not because he's trash or anything else like that. He just, not only does he command respect, but the field this year is so stacked to where it's hard for me to be like, from what came out and what exists and what I own, I have to put him number 6. Look, 6 is not a bad thing to be. It could be 7, he could be 6, 7, for the memes, whatever. But yeah, no, he is a stunning figure. There's a reason why, he came out, he sold out, and now they're starting to be able to be found again. I'm personally contemplating getting another one just so I can leave it in the box, just so I can have one that's pristine. It has really good articulation considering the size. I think it sucks that you had to adjust the ball joint so that he will stop doing that recoil thing. But, the head crush accessory is nice, or the fist effect, whatever you want to call it. I wish it would have had a couple more different hands, but for this being a deluxe size figure and being a deluxe, it makes sense for what they did. And the price point, they could have went a lot higher. They could have, as we see, Hasbro likes to get money. But yeah, this juggernaut is absolutely phenomenal. And anybody who owns it knows it to be true, even if they're hating on the internet. Coming in, starting off the top 5, is going to be the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Psylocke from the Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack. Now, full transparency, when I went searching for the 2-pack, and I found a bunch of them at my Target the day it launched. I think I grabbed 3. I grabbed 2 or 3. I grabbed 2. One for me and then one for the giveaway. So I grabbed 3. And whatever. I grabbed a couple. And I grabbed it for Thanos. Thanos, however you want to say it, right? And for me, I didn't really pay attention to Psylocke when I first opened the package. But then I started messing with it. And really messing with it, and she's great. She's got 2 head sculpts, the choking butterflies effect that goes around her ear and clips in, kinda. The twirl effects of the psi energy that she has, yeah, it's great. I think the only issue that I have with this is because it's based on the Gamerverse. She's very fair skinned. Where on X-Men Coda, Marvel superheroes. MVC2, she's a little, her skin tone's her complexion's a little darker, but again, that's a nitpick, and I mean, these are really, really, really nitpicky things that I'm literally going after. But she's great, especially on a female body, dude. A female body that has those McFarlane butterfly joints. She's double pinned everything. She's really good. She's really good. This is the only Psylocke figure I own, so it's the only one I can really compare it to. But understand the hype. Even the purple streaks in her black hair is amazing. So she deserves to be there. Obviously, she deserves to be there. And there's a reason why Hasbro had to put out more of these at Target, which is funny because they put more out, and now you can get them on clearance for like $50. So I guess if you're playing a long game and you got a Target around you, go pick it up because they're not shipping it. You literally have to go in store. Just take the SKU number and ask for it in the back, because pretty sure they're just sitting there if they're not already sold out. But Marvel Gamerverse Psylocke comes in at number 5. Number 4 on the list. Oh, wait. Eyes up. There we go. Number 4 on the list is the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 Venom. And this Venom is the bee's knees. Literally, it is absolutely great. The things that they have done with this Venom, absolutely great, man. Not only is he a big boy, he's large. But he's large in the game as well. So he's taller than Juggernaut, which is, that's to be expected. Considering this is the game adaptation of Venom. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's not comic accurate, but again, it's based off video game. The fact that they give you a saliva piece that you can slot in his mouth for the tongue is great. It does have 2 head sculpts. It has a symbiote tentacle grab thing that you can use, and it's just massive. It is. This thing hulks above the competition. No pun intended. But yeah, no, he is literally phenomenal, And it's cool because if you look at the paint on him, it has the wet symbiote look, and that is a great detail that I think only I've seen the other Gamerverse Black Suit Spider-Man have. So just to add that little part of detail to Venom, it's great. It's big, it's bulky, it commands space, it commands presence. And I think that this Venom definitely deserves to be in the top 5. Don't argue with me, go argue with your mom. Again, this is my list. So I have Venom at number 4. Also, if you haven't picked him up, pick him up, because seriously, you got to pick him up so you get other cool stuff. Although they're doing like an Ursa Major Grizzly that goes on pre-order this week. So yeah, I can feel the angry types from here. Coming in at number 3, making the top 3, Marvel Legends Maximum Series Spider-Man. Now, let's be real. Let's be honest about this. This is the best Spider-Man that Marvel Legends has made to date. I know. I bought a bunch of Spider-Man last year. I'm currently reviewing the retro car wave of Spider-Man with Spider-Venom and Spider-Man 2099. Which, by the way, let me just say real fast: 2099 did not make the list because I consider that a 2026 release because it was dated to come out in January, and some places just broke the street date. Looking at you, Walmart. So I consider that 2026. Please believe that will be in the top 10 of 2026. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But let's focus on Marvel's Maximum Series Spider-Man, which it's really cool. The articulation is great. The move is great. He's got true butterfly joints. The webbing on it is really good. Thankfully, mine didn't have paint issues. In any pose that you could want to get him in, you can absolutely put him in. He's small, compact. He can go into a cannonball. Which is great. But yeah, this right here is, yeah, like I said, the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man to date. Sorry, 2099. You're great too, bro. And I'm looking right at him. You're great too, Miguel. But yeah, this one's awesome. And when it came out for Wibbles 50, you were getting a lot of stuff and people didn't understand it, but you got like 3 different head sculpts. You got a bunch of accessories. You got a bunch of webbing and everything else. Like, for what they put in the box, I know people, we always want something cheaper. We always want to feel like we got more bang for our buck and value. And I dig that. I'm with that. But there's still no denying that this is genuinely the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man in existence as of right now. And I have to say it like that. As of right now, this is still the best. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up, because I see the prices actually going down on Amazon as well. So you can get this for a deal. Unless you find a store that has a clearance or something like that. But I doubt this will be on clearance. But hopefully the Maximum Series sold enough to where we get a Maximum Series Thor. We get a Maximum Series insert character here. Captain America, maybe a Maximum Series Captain America. Because they've done Deadpool, Spidey, Hulk, so it kind of seems like they're really sticking into like the MCU or MCU themed characters. But that's a whole other video to speculate on what should be in the Maximum Series this year. But for now, number 3, Maximum Series Spider-Man, the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man out there in the game. Coming in at number 2, look, this ain't cheating. You've got the best Captain America, arguably, with the worst Wolverine, the best Wolverine, arguably, and the whole Marvel Legends series. Tying it at number 2, Marvel Gamerverse Captain America and Wolverine from two separate packs. People like to call the packs like hostage packs. Like how Psylocke was being held hostage by Thanos. Freaking Captain America was being held hostage by the Blue Venom, which I like Blue Venom. So to me, that's not a hostage pack. But Wolverine being saddled with Silver Samurai, yeah, no, there was definitely some hostage activity there. But absolutely, these two are tied for number 2. It would have been 1 and 2 if something else didn't drop. You know what I mean? But Wolverine is amazing. I got the early edition of it, so you can see like the knees are like a different color yellow compared to the rest of the suit. Now Wolverine doesn't have true butterfly joints, and the boot cut is non-existent. I think that's a point where it struggles. I'm assuming eventually they're going to re-release this, and then they're going to fix it and add a boot cut and whatever else, and then that'll probably be the best Wolverine out there, unless they do Maximum Series Wolverine, which they should. Let me know in the comments. You guys prefer Gamerverse Wolverine or X-Men 97 Wolverine? Because I like X-Men 97 Wolverine, but that one was the best, and then this one dropped, and yeah, this one just took over. Let me know. But yeah, the color on the knees, is different. Can I Make It redid Wolverine and made him video game accurate as far as paint and stuff goes. Did the same thing with Captain America, and it's really cool. Speaking of Captain America, yeah, like Steve Rogers, the Boy Scout, out here, freedom prevails and all this other stuff. I love Captain America. Anybody who knows me knows I love Captain America. Hell, the Captain America song is probably playing right now while this video is playing because I love that track so much. Literally, he is the personification of a hero and what a hero should be. So he looks great. He's got butterfly joints. You know, the wings are nice. His facial expressions, and they gave him thumbs up. You know, freedom prevails, like I said. So absolutely, these two are tied for number 2, and it was going to be number 3, but yeah, Spider-Man, for as good as he is being the best Marvel, he does have his own issues. So Captain America and Wolverine, they do tie for number 2. But now let's talk about number 1. I mean, come on, did y'all think it was going to be anybody else? Number 1 in your hearts and in the vote, it is clearly the Sentinel from Marvel Legends, made to order. Now, I was sad that I missed out on this when it first was announced. I was happy that they opened it up so I could get one. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Look, even Wolverine's in disbelief. He can't believe it, bro. Like, come on now. Did you guys really think it was gonna be something else outside of Sentinel? I think legally it has to be Sentinel. I think if you own this figure, and unless you're trying to save him for 2026, he's not in your best. I don't know what to tell you. No, I mean, seriously, what did you guys expect for it to be number 1? Like, that's a genuine question. But Sentinel's great. He's absolutely amazing. You know, 81 points of articulation, 30 of them are in the hands. But you know, that notwithstanding, he's great, man. And for the size that he is, he can move. The poses that you can get him in, the damage that this figure can do, the effects that it comes with, yeah. There was no way this was going to be number 1. I literally thought about disqualifying it because, you know, late 2025 that it arrived and everything else, but no, he deserves his spot at number 1 on the top of the mountain. This year's 2025 number 1 Marvel Legend, in my opinion, is Sentinel. And besides, look, that man got on his knees to get some smoke. And there you have it, ladies and gents. My top 10 Marvel Legend figures of 2025. I literally thought about this for hours and hours and hours, to the point where my brain became exhausted. You know, thinking about, oh, well, who should go where and who should do this, who should be part of that, blah, 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 yakety smackety, you know. And it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, it's subjective. Again, this is my list. Your list will be different. Matter of fact, in the comment section below, let me know what you guys listed as your picks for 2025. These are my favorites, and I included a bunch of honorable mentions, and I cheated. I cheated and gave ties to a couple slots, but that's okay. It's my list, from the detail of each character that you guys see around here to just everybody who has made it so far. You know, if this is the list going into 2025, going into 2026, I cannot wait to see what we have coming on the outside of 2026 going into 2027. You know, there's a lot of figures that we need to get to and everything else, but we will make it. But that's going to do it, ladies and gents. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We make our way to the next milestone. And hey, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video that's about to pop up right now at the end, so make sure you stay around and check that out. I'm Mike Waltrace, this is FiguresMOAT, and I will catch you all on the next one. Deuces, ooses. But no, seriously, like, yo, I don't even know why people would even question it being Sentinel. I mean, it's clearly Sentinel. I don't have a Dragon Man either, so I couldn't judge that. But yeah, clearly it is Sentinel.